they called the ambulance and they took him to the hospital. And I happened to be on call that night, and they called me in to take care of him. And he said, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to stay here. And he basically, he was pretty much dying. It was the day before.
He's ready
It was
to
the night
go.
before he died. He had blood-tinged sputum around his mouth. You know, it comes up in your lungs. You know, but he said, I don't want to be here.
I'm glad he died at home.
And so I told the doctor, look, he doesn't want to be here. And the doctor said, sign this paper, leaving against medical advice. And I put him in my car, and Mike met me, at his house and got him into the house.
That's the right thing,
And
though.
I went in and kissed him on the forehead. And
That's the right thing to do.
yeah.
Because if you can pass away at home, it's so much better.
Yeah, he passed away at home. So
Definitely don't want to die in a hospital.
I don't either. I mean,
that was like less than
Unless I don't wake up from
24
surgery. I
hours.
mean, that
you'll wake up from surgery.
I know
I think
I
you're
will.
pretty
I
damn
always wake
strong. I
always wake up.
I think you were a strong person.
Yes.
I can tell that.
Like he said, you're in good shape for a surgery.
For your age.
Said you should,
How old are you now?
73, 74 in July.
We're also old.
But he said, you from the people I work on, you're in good shape, man.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 58. I'll be 59 in a couple months. So it's
You been losing weight?
a little bit. That means I'm dying. So I noticed that the Creed. No, seriously, if you look at the Creed women, so they'll peak up and then they'll get really fat and then they'll start to slim down and they get really slim and then they die. So I'm like, okay, I'm over the hump. I'm like, okay, I'm over the hump. So, but yeah, hopefully not anytime soon. But it's sad, horrible about Mike.
It is.
But it was.
I don't.
That's the.
He had an aneurysm?
Yeah. Did I tell you what it was? Okay, abdominal aortic aneurysm.
Okay.
They call it AAA, which sounds like you're winning some kind of contest.
Yeah,
It's like, woo, AAA! No.
Yeah.
And, they said that even if he'd gotten to a hospital, they wouldn't have probably been able to save him.
Yeah.
So for him, I talked to him that day.
Wow.
I sent him a message on Facebook, and he said, oh, I'm so sorry I haven't called. I'm really sick. And he said, I got food poisoning. And I joked. I said, is Mary trying to poison you? And he said, no, I think it's Pizza Hut. And then that night, Mary called and said, he just had died. And it was like, it's the biggest shock because there's no preparation. I thought he would outlive my sister and I. I thought my sister would go next, and then I would go, and my brother would outlive us. And I just never thought. And Mary's doing pretty good, as well as can be expected.
So Walt said she's not driving anymore? Or
No, because she had her eye removed.
She
had cancer in her eye, and she was going constantly to the Bay Area to UC Davis, where they were zapping her and doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And then they eventually, because she had the cancer, and then eventually they took the eye out, and they gave her, she's got like a glass eye, and so, yeah, she can't drive. So.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So they treated it all successfully?
Mm-hmm.
It's all gone now.
All gone. All gone. So, yeah, but she's, her brother comes over a lot and helps her. Comes over every day and helps her.
Her brother?
Yeah, he seems pretty with it now. I mean, he seemed really strange last time I met him.
I don't remember ever meeting her
I don't
brother.
think I ever met a brother.
I think he might have been like kind of a druggie for a while, kind of like the
He
rest
lives
of
in, he
it.
lives in this county now?
Yeah.
He didn't live here before, did he?
I mean, he may have been in Redwood City.
Yeah.
He's been here. Yeah, I honestly don't know, but yeah, he comes over every day and he's doing stuff for her and checks on her, and which is good. She's got that. And
Is she mad at me for any reason that you know of?
yeah,
Over Mike?
yeah. Which I honestly,
Because Mike got busted?
right, and
It had
honestly,
nothing to do with me.
I honestly have successfully stayed
out of it.
out
Yeah.
of that because
Okay, I always
You know,
suspected
you
that.
know, they-
Walt wouldn't tell me the truth.
Nobody's told us anything.
Mike wouldn't tell me. Mike stopped by and saw me
We've
from time
known
to time,
that,
and
that they've been mad at us, or they just
I
shut
don't
us
know
out.
why.
Mike thinks you
But-
totally ratted him out.
I never ratted him out.
That's what he thinks. I mean, that or he thought. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was what he felt, and they felt betrayed. And
They went to they.
That's all the.
They followed Leroy from here.
The cops followed.
They knew Leroy was picking up stuff for me. Now, when they raided Leroy's, Mike had an outfit in his pocket. I mean, they were out there, and
It's such.
They
It's
had
so
been
much
watching.
in the past.
They had been watching Kenny for 10 months. They had been watching everybody that came into that garage. He was doing everything from the garage, and I was at work and knew nothing.
Yeah, I can imagine how you felt. No, I actually can't imagine.
Yeah, and then another nurse comes out of the staff restroom and looks at me. I'm getting ready to go in and go to the bathroom, use the restroom, and he laughs he laughs on his way out, and he says, "Well, that's nobody related to you, is it?" or something like that. And I went in there, and next to the toilet, front page of the
Oh my
newspaper,
gosh.
major drug distributor busted, Kenneth William Creed.
But so why didn't? Okay, now I'm going to ask. So why didn't you go to prison?
He went to jail.
But why did
got
Mike
it.
go to prison?
Mike went to prison probably because
Did he go to prison right then? At that time?
he went to. Well, no, he went to jail first, but
But yeah,
when they
but the
got
process,
convicted,
exactly.
the process, he went to prison. I got a suspended 6.5
Well, I
year
wrote a letter to
sentence.
the judge, and I
Various
said,
people wrote letters to me. I had been a worker all my life.
I have some letters that
Kenny
were
had
written
a
to Mike
very,
too.
very stable home
Yeah,
with a wife
and
who
children.
was not involved.
Yeah.
Not
Children who
involved.
were doing well.
Our
I mean,
children in '99 were not here at home.
except
they
for
were grown.
this.
Oh, they were.
No, they weren't.
I was thinking for some reason
They got
were.
married in '96 and '99, and he got busted earlier in '99. Actually, Josh might have been here.
I feel
No, he
like
wasn't
it's
here.
old
Well, it
history,
is.
and
It's
the
old
best thing that
history.
happened to Mike was going to prison.
Yeah.
So it's,
Well, Kenny had a wife and a home.
I agree it was
And-
different.
And
I
and
understand.
I was involved with my church.
Right. I agree
had
it's
this
different.
job at the hospital.
Yeah.
The cops came to the hospital. I got taken off of the floor
How awful.
and pulled into nursing administration and questioned by them.
You're lucky you didn't lose your job.
I was lucky I didn't lose my license
Yeah.
to practice nursing.
Yeah, but it's
No,
old. It's
it's
I mean,
all old. It's
it's-
just
it
all
is.
old.
It's
and
part
your
of-
brother never.
I don't even think they knew he was related to me. They never asked me about him. They
And they
only
never-
wanted Leroy.
And they wanted the girls. Didn't they want the girls?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's who was bringing you the dope
Yeah.
from Oregon.
Yeah. They got Nessie. She went to prison for 10 years.
okay, this is off the subject, but kind of on the subject. I have pain like you do. I've got the back and neck, and I'm gonna have surgery in a month. And I really want to try. I want to use the CBD oil, but I know there's no regulation, so you don't know what is in it. And I wondered if you guys had something you could recommend.
I don't know. I tried it for a little bit, but I couldn't tell it did anything. So I didn't try it that long.
I have a friend who uses it, and I have a couple of friends, I guess, that use it. Robin down in Ukiah uses it. But I have a friend here in town who uses it, and she has used different products with different strengths.
Right. Okay.
And there was one company on Facebook. Kenny goes, "Oh yeah, I'll try it." It
Yeah,
was a
it's
free
free.
trial.
Yeah,
Of
and-
course, they want your credit card.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
And then the thing is if you don't send back the
Yeah,
free
and the
trial
little tiny
stuff,
print where it says
you're
oughta-
supposed to send it back within 15 days or something if you don't want it.
Wow.
Well, the next month they charged him $150. 89 for one product and 79 for
Oh,
another
so it's a big old
product.
scam.
Oh yeah, and the amount was 0.03 milligrams or something. It was minuscule.
So
And-
will you ask your friend what she uses?
Yeah, what the strength
Now,
is.
Mike brought me some when he came to visit in August, and I tried it internally. I felt like it really affected me emotionally. So, and I don't know for sure, but I felt like it did. So I listened to my body. And then I used it topically, and I felt like it kind of helped. But again, I don't know anything about the strengths or what you should.
Right. Well, you have to be careful
And I don't want
because
to take anything that's going to make me high.
this is the
This don't make you
this
high.
was the bogus stuff.
Well, I don't know if it's bogus. It's
Well,
CBD.
but if they did that to you, to
But-
me, they're a scam company.
This was the scam company, both of these.
Yeah.
And this, the dose on this, oh, you can't hardly see it, 5 milligrams in one capsule.
What else is it made of then?
5 milligrams. And my friend is using drops that have, I think, 1,000 milligrams, I don't know, in a dropper. Or, a lot more.
Right.
And she finds that the CBD oil that has, I think, a little bit of THC.
Okay, this is
in
what I've
it,
read. Okay.
A little bit
Helps.
of THC in it helps.
Right.
But she doesn't use too much
Right.
of that because it does the same thing. And I think this was about the same serving size. I need a microfine glass.
Let me see. I've got
1 milligram or 2 milligrams or something. Yeah, it was that was the lowest dose stuff that we ever saw.
ask
Let me-
your friend. So I don't think I've ever met any of these.
Really?
No.
Oh, right there.
That's Faye.
Oh, that's Faye.
Yeah.
Upside down look different.
Yeah, that's Faye. It's just my kids here.
Such a good life.
That's Nadine.
Do you see Nadine a lot?
No,
No, not
at
since she
all.
moved to Arizona.
Oh, that's far away.
There's Pete, Nadine, Kenny, and Deanna. Her sister Deanna.
Well, Nadine looks like Creed. Boy,
Oh,
she
she
looks like a
does.
Creed.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, she
no...
looks kind of like me.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
She does.
She has
Look
4
at- look at her
sisters,
here.
and they're all by different fathers.
Yeah.
And of course, this is young.
I see me for
she,
sure.
She
in that.
was maybe
when I was
18 or 18 there.
Yeah. I got you.
She just become a emancipated minor. Emancipated?
Emancipated?
Emancipated.
Yeah.
Okay. That was my dad came out and we added on to the cabin in Big Flat. It's hard to look at this upside down. There's Nadine. But this is not what I'm looking for. I don't even remember what I was looking for now. There was
Looking
something.
for the pictures of Carol.
Yeah. And here's your mom.
Yeah, I
right
got
here.
that one.
That's
You
it.
sent me that one.
Yeah, with all the apple
Cans.
juice.
Yeah.
With all the apple juice. And here's my kitchen in Big Flat.
I remember that. I was up there once.
Yeah. See, here she is with the pot.
And you sent me that one. And
Yeah.
oh, that's pot? Oh, I didn't even realize.
That's
Okay.
pot.
I didn't even realize
Yeah, you
that.
said something about that picture. My new favorite picture of my
It
mother.
is. And I didn't realize.
That is marijuana.
That's hysterical. I did not know that. Oh, my goodness.
With the one with the truck full.
It's such a pretty picture of her.
That's pot.
Oh, that's hysterical. Yeah, that is. That's my favorite
That's-
picture.
That's pot.
Yeah,
I'll have
she
to make sure I
freaked
post
out.
that on Facebook.
Yeah.
Here's my
Wouldn't
mom.
matter anything
Here's
today.
No.
Here's
Oh,
Sonny.
she was freaked out over that picture.
Uh,
Oh, if someone's, what if the police
Dad.
get it?
well, back then, yeah.
And the police did get it, but they gave us the book
That's
back.
Sonny and Lisa.
Okay, yeah, I've got these. I've got that, and I've got that. And these, I remember you used to send me pictures, so that might be where I
I'd
got
get
them.
doubles.
Yeah,
I
right.
would get doubles and I would share them.
That's cute.
Kenny looks a little pie-eyed here. Yeah.
Now, who's this?
That's my nephew.
Oh, okay.
My brother's boy. Yeah, and that's my dad's family.
Are they all
My
gone?
grandmother.
I guess they're all gone.
Yeah, I think they're all gone.
Yep. Everybody's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. The resemblance. She looks like a Creed.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Got that Creed smile.
Yeah, she looks like a Creed. You can kind of spot the Creeds. You know, there's just, I don't know. I spot them. I'm pretty sure I've got these. I'm also always looking for pictures taken at Roosevelt. Because I don't remember how the house looked very well.
We don't really have any pictures of Roosevelt.
Are you in need of a nap, Kenny?
Somewhat.
Let me know when you want me to go.
Yeah,
I don't
worry about it.
I don't know, this thing going on with my stomach, I'm sure still has to do with the chemo,
Does it feel better?
which was,
Did you take your
yeah,
pain pill?
yeah. Oh, that's why.
Yeah, because you know what?
But
You don't take a pain pill often enough.
I forget.
Goes away after Norco, and then you wait 7 hours. This is Wally Creed.
Oh, is it? Looks like my sister.
That's Wally.
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
This is Robin, Wally's mom.
Okay. And you're still good friends with her,
Yes.
right?
I talked to her a couple days ago. It was her birthday on Friday. Talked to her Saturday on the phone.
Is this all your family?
Uh huh. Yeah, that's my family. More of my family. There's Nadine again.
Yeah, I
Isn't
can
it
spot her
small?
because
Oh,
she
yeah,
reminds me of me.
You're gonna recognize her now. Every time you see a picture of her, you're gonna go, yeah. Okay, my mom's family. Yeah.
Now, did you guys you went to the family reunion? Did you take pictures of that family reunion?
I think so.
I don't
This
remember.
might have been that year. Born into the business. No, that was.
No, it was
Pete.
in the 90s.
That was
The family
Pete.
reunion.
I'm pretty sure it was 89. There's Mike, and I don't know who that is.
We don't know who that is either. And I asked Mary, and she doesn't know who it is.
It was before Mary.
Yep.
Maybe it was his first wife.
Nope. Definitely not.
Somebody named Teresa.
She had long blonde hair.
Oh, definitely wasn't her.
No, definitely not his
There's
first wife.
Wally and his mom.
Did Mike ever get in touch with his kids again?
No. We tried. I'm pretty sure the second one isn't his, but we know Michael, the oldest son, is definitely his. He looks like Mike. He looks like Raleigh.
There's Nadine.
But yeah, he didn't want anything to do with his father. Shame. Ow.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that has to do with whatever
Was fed to him.
was fed to him,
Yeah.
right? Exactly.
Well, it's like Nadine. We went to the Bay Area when she was 14 because we were.
15.
Thought she was 14, and I was like, yes, I get to meet my
Right.
stepdaughter, you know, and I was excited. There's Kathy, and I think Chad. That's Kathy. I don't know whether it's Chad or not, but there's Tony. This was in your mom's backyard on 2nd Street.
Yeah, I
I
did some
believe.
work for.
My mom
there.
sure thought the world of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
works both ways.
Yeah, she was a
Carol
wonderful
was.
lady.
She was my mother.
Yeah.
I mean, more or less for my many years.
That's Nadine's wedding.
I didn't realize you were out on the street
Look
when
at-
you were 2.
She made him
that's-
shave. She made him shave for her wedding. We went down there for her wedding. Look at, there's your mom
Oh,
and Kenny, and there's Mary.
I gotta see if I can take good pictures
You
of
want
these.
some lighting?
Well, let's try
how
it
can
now.
you
and
not see?
It's really about getting just the right angle. My battery's
Take it out of
dying.
there.
It was my best friend from the 7th grade, moved up here. Him and his brother-in-law. His brother-in-law built a log cabin. That's the first time I came up, he was building that. We helped him set the ridge pole, and that's when I was living in Hawaii, but I was on the mainland for a visit. And we came up and visited him, and then I went back to Hawaii, and meanwhile Sam moved up here for good and was buying some property, and we stayed with him. Stayed with a little trailer on his property until we found a place to rent there, and we rented several places, and the last one, the guy, oh, you stay here as long as you want. And then a couple of months later, he goes, I decided I want to move here. I can't stay in town no more. And that's when we just went out driving up the road looking if there were any empty houses, and we found this spot with a cabin that had the door kicked off and the windows, the roof leaked, the floor was rotted. I mean, there were lots of problems with it. And
So what'd you pay for that land?
we rented. We were paying $25 a month rent for years,
Wow.
and they raised it to 30. And they ended up raising it to 45 after we'd been there about 12 or 15 years. Then it ended up going to 125, I think, after my brother moved in and Peggy moved out. And, I don't know, I was out there for 20 years.
Yeah, long time. I couldn't live that way, but I admire people who do. My son Braden says he would like that. That would make him happy.
Yeah. Oh man, I loved it. I mean,
I'm too
it wouldn't have been
spoiled.
haphazard. I probably would have stayed there. Well, I would have had to move here eventually. I couldn't just come on the weekends. Which I did for about 2 years.
Because Peggy was living here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you think happened with Walt and my mother?
Which Walt? My dad?
Your dad.
I do not know. Other than she was with him from the time she was about 15, I believe.
So you think he was a predator?
No, I think they loved each other.
Hard for me to imagine.
You know, I think it went back to teenage days, you know. I don't know. I don't.
Because if you look at how much older he was.
Yeah,
But
he wasn't that much older, you know. I mean, when you look at when she was 15, he was
25, 26.
30s. I don't know.
Yeah, but can
not
you
that
imagine?
much older then.
But
But
But can you imagine yourself as a 30-something with your 15-year-old niece?
no, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. But
I mean, I have a hard time fathoming.
you know,
Because, I mean, nobody knows this. Almost. Mary's his, too. So, you're both.
yeah, that didn't surprise me.
No, but we haven't told Lisa or anybody. And my sister's gone emotionally, mentally, so there's no reason to talk to her about it.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me, you know, to imagine. I don't get it. I just,
Yeah, I don't know.
I wish I knew. You know?
Yeah, all there was denial from her.
Did people ask her?
I asked her.
You asked her about Mary, or if something was going on, or...
I asked her about Mary. Oh no. I might have asked her about you, but
Well, she had to have been ashamed of it.
well,
Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I think my father was also ashamed.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. Sure, I'm curious about it though.
You know, because I'll tell you, when she got together with Chris, he had a hard time with it. And when she married Chris, he blew his top. They just about, he was trying to fight him one night up in the room. He was drunker than a skunk, and every other word was F this and F that, you S, and, you know. And he's lucky that Chris didn't just beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Because I think your mother was there and she kept him.
Why did they even go there? For you to pick up stuff, maybe?
I don't know. Maybe she just went to see him to try and smooth things. I don't know. All I know is I was there and I left. I got out of there because I didn't want any part of it. He was acting so repulsive.
You had to know then, for sure. At that point. Because I remember even thinking that when I was a teenager, thinking that they talked about each other and them breaking up like they had been a couple, not niece and uncle. And I remember thinking, I may have said it to my mom. I think I may have said, I think Walt is in love with you. And
yeah,
I
there's
wish
no doubt about that.
Yeah. So, do you know why she finally left?
You know, I would think it was to end it. That would be my guess. I don't know for sure. I wasn't around then. Whenever that happened, I was living somewhere else. I don't think I was there when they got married. This was after they'd been married for a while. I came back from somewhere. I don't know if I'd been living in Washington or Hawaii or I don't know. What year did your mom and Chris get together?
68, 69.
I was living in Washington.
Protein.
Huh?
Protein drinks.
So was it Walt that bought that house on Roosevelt?
Originally, and Sonny.
Yeah.
Sonny bought it when Walt couldn't make the payments
Right.
anymore.
That's what I thought. And Walt was pretty successful, right, for a while?
He was at one time, yeah. And he bought that business from, I think the guy's name was Freeman. They were in partnership, and then he bought Freeman out.
I didn't know that. I thought they formed the company themselves.
No, it was associated. And then your mother pretty much ran the business. He was still working then. Him and Carol ran the business, did all the work.
Well, weren't you and Walt?
We started
helped.
working, yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty much after Bobby became a partner. Bobby became a partner and Dad had quit working there. I think he was starting to drink again then.
Do you know what caused your dad to not be able to walk?
Just from not walking.
See,
He probably had the same thing. He's got sciatica nerve pinch in his back, which is the same thing as I had, which I had 3 surgeries before it finally fixed it for good.
But back then they wouldn't have.
You know. But he refused to go to a doctor. He wouldn't go to a doctor.
So I remember my mom telling me that he drank so much one night that he had a stroke.
Oh, I remember him having the stroke.
How old was he when he had a stroke? Not that old.
I was
then.
a teenager.
Young. Oh my
So,
goodness.
you know, I was probably 15, maybe 16.
Wow. So that's young.
Yeah, so I don't know how many years older than me. He was born in
27.
23, maybe. My mother was born in 27 and he was born in 23, so that would make him 22 years older than me. So yeah, he would have been about late 30s.
Yeah. Really
Which,
young.
you know, late
Yeah.
30s is a kid to me,
To
you
me
know,
too.
now.
To have
you
a
know.
stroke, you
Yeah.
know, yeah, that's really young.
But I remember he was convulsing like mad, and Carol had me holding a spoon on his tongue.
So was he seizing?
Yeah, he was definitely seizing. I mean, his body was
So,
all over.
because Grandma Norma had seizures, and my sister has seizures.
That's the only one I ever saw him have.
And, okay, so it had something to do with this.
Then they put him in San Mateo County Hospital in the rubber rooms.
Is that maybe when my mom had left?
No, this was way before
So
then.
she lived stuck with him.
She was
through
there
all that.
another, I don't know how many years, a long time.
Strange
Yeah.
dynamic.
I wasn't around when she left.
So Chris must have known.
68 or 69, I was living up on the Olympic Peninsula then.
I didn't think Chris would have known, but Chris probably knew. Yeah,
Is Chris dead now? Chris died.
yeah. Everybody that I could talk to is gone, and I don't know if you know that. You don't know this. You know Aunt Amy, right?
Yeah.
And Uncle Bill. Well, her daughter Linda isn't Bill's. It's like, holy crap. I mean, we know you all belong to your dad because
Yeah.
y'all look like your dad.
You know, he never had another woman after my mother. He loved my mother too.
Well, he had my mother.
Well, yeah, he had your
So
mother,
that's
but
right.
other than that, I mean, he never.
Uncle Bill's.
Well,
Aunt Amy's daughter Linda is not Uncle Bill's.
She's whose?
We don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
No.
that would have been many years ago.
Yeah, apparently they were living in Sacramento. She was conceived during the time when Bill and Amy were living in Sacramento, and you know, we went. So when you do your
Might
DNA,
have been when Mom and Dad was living in Sacramento too.
oh yeah, very likely. But we did. So the DNA test comes back, and she's like, "Well, why am I not related to these people?" And I'm looking, and I know right off. Oh, wait a minute, she's not who she's supposed to be. And then we see she has a first cousin with the last name of Klugh. And so we contacted him, and he is like really into DNA research. So he knows how to do that stuff, and he's been trying to figure out who her father is. But if people won't take tests, so and it's like so. Pat's son took a test, and so he's definitely Bill's. And Tom took a test, and he's definitely Bill's. And then another of the grandkids.
Richard.
Is that Amy's kids?
Yeah, so it looks like it could be only Linda. So,
She was the oldest, I believe.
no,
No?
I can't remember where she falls in the family tree. I don't think she's the oldest.
She was older than Tommy, I believe. Older than Tommy.
He's never a caregiver. Kenny's the fix-it man. He'll fix the sink. He'll fix the toilet.
Yeah.
He'll take the toilet off the floor. He'll crawl under the house and fix the plumbing.
But no,
But
I'm not a caregiver
He
either.
can't, you know, he couldn't do the caregiver
Yeah,
part.
I'm not. It's not my nature to be a
Yeah.
caregiver
Yeah.
either. My brother is really good at it.
Yeah.
Lisa is good at it. But yeah, I'm not good at it. I'm just like
that's me too.
some people. I mean, I think I'm a pretty good person, but by nature, I'm not a caregiver.
Yeah.
And
I mean, some people are and some people aren't.
that's exactly
And I
right.
am,
You have
so-
to be. You're a nurse. You better
Yeah,
be a caregiver.
Taking care of your brother. And I took care of your father.
Yeah.
Till he didn't want me taking care of him anymore because I wouldn't leave his cigarettes in his lighter next to his bed. But his mattress had already been on fire once or twice.
I remember that even when I was a kid that
Well,
happened.
Here he was totally
Yeah, he had
bedbound.
oxygen.
It,
Had oxygen tanks in the room.
it wasn't safe. I was a professional. I could not leave.
No,
I
no, I see that
and
totally.
and so he was like, okay, I don't want her coming anymore.
Yeah, that's too bad.
So
He did the
Mike
same
took
thing to
care of
me.
him from then on.
Yeah.
After you phoned, when you couldn't get
They
in,
brought
you
him to
took
the
the key.
hospital. They brought him to the hospital. The home health nurse came.
Modesto, and he used to send me to the store to pick up a gallon of wine every day. It was a long walk too.
Back then, where was he?
And I broke one.
Modesto.
I broke a bottle on the way home one time. Boy, and he whacked me with his cane. I knew if you stayed out of distance with him,
I heard
he
this
couldn't
before.
get you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I heard that too.
But boy, he was fast with that cane.
How long did he have a cane? Do you know why he had a cane?
Well, he had a cane. He was pretty heavy.
Was he
You know,
really?
He wasn't fat heavy, but he was big. I
Bulky?
mean, bulky, yeah.
But he wasn't very tall.
No, but he was wide,
Huh.
you know. And he couldn't walk. I think it probably had to do with back, had to do with weight, had to do with the fact he was an alcoholic, I imagine. And when he was drunk, he got mean. You know.
Did you see him hurt Grandma?
No, I never seen him hurt Grandma.
Yeah.
Yell a lot. Yell and scream, but she'd stay away from him too.
Wonder why she went back to him after they got divorced, and then they got remarried, and like 7 months later, Amy was born. I don't know if you knew that.
I
Yeah,
did not know that.
they got divorced in early 1900s. I don't remember when.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I've got 2 marriage records. And I imagine the divorce, she went back to Placerville, and I imagine the divorce had something to do with the alcohol and the way she was treated.
Well, I would guess because she never drank.
No, as far I was wondering that.
As
'cause
far as I know,
Yeah,
she never drank.
as far as I know, too.
She was still reading the Bible every morning. She read the Bible, and she'd, if I wanted to borrow a little money, then she got to read some Bible to me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you know.
Oh, that's funny.
You know.
So she, like, how much would you borrow?
A couple bucks. I mean,
Well, that's a
you
lot of
know.
money back then.
You know,
you know.
$2. Normally $2.
And she'd say, "I'll give it to you, but you have to listen to me reading the Bible."
No, she would just say, "Well, listen to this," you know. And I, of course, I wouldn't.
Right.
I would listen to it, you know. I
Right.
mean, I wasn't
Respect.
I wasn't gonna. She's willing to give me some money. I'm
Right.
willing to sit there. I couldn't say no to people, you know. I
Well,
was a yes person,
But respect
you know.
in general.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that, and you know, she was a